It's amazing, isn't it? We see ChatGPT writing poems and stuff, and it's like, wow, okay, AI is getting creative. But this article you sent me, AI in banking, from UX upgrade to transforming mankind, it kind of suggests AI could be a much bigger deal, like
Yeah.
impacting our lives in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
It really does, yeah. The article uses banking as its starting point, but it gets clear pretty quickly that, we're talking about way more than just finance.
Yeah, right away it hits you with this crazy stat, right? 2.5 quintillion bytes of data created every single day. Like, how do you even picture that much data? It's like,
It's mind-boggling.
totally. The article says it's like filling the Library of Congress hundreds of times over. Every single day.
And that's where the article makes this point that's really interesting. The challenge isn't the collecting the data. It's the making sense of it all. Humans just can't keep up with this flood of information. But AI could change that.
So it's using banking as this example of how AI could help us deal with all this data.
Exactly. It talks about, how AI can personalize financial offers and manage investments, even like predict what a customer needs before they even know it.
So it's like having a financial advisor who knows you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, kind of. But here's the thing, and I think this is key. The article sees all these banking applications as like just scratching the surface. There's this quote. Hold on, I got it here. AI in banking is discussed primarily in connection with specific features, but this is only the basic level of AI's potential.
Okay, so if basic AI is about making banking better, then what does that next level look like?
Well, the article argues that AI could become like a personal advisor. Not just for money, though, for everything, all aspects of our lives. It's saying that AI could use our data to give us insights and advice that could help us make better decisions about basically anything.
Okay, now we're getting into some really interesting territory here. So what would that look like? I mean, give me an example.
Sure. So the article suggests that AI could look at the career paths of millions of people, successful people, and then based on that data, it could recommend jobs or career paths you might never have even thought of. Or imagine this. AI could look at your lifestyle, your habits, and predict potential health issues years in advance. It even talks about AI, get this, using compatibility analysis to suggest potential friends.
Wow. Some of that sounds, I don't know, kind of sci-fi.
He does, right.
Oh.
But the article's argument is that AI can look at these huge amounts of data and make these futuristic ideas a reality. In fact, it even uses the term supernatural beings to describe how AI could enhance our capabilities and help us get past our limitations.
Okay, but wouldn't that be, I don't know, a little scary? To give AI that much power over our lives?
That's a really good question. And it's one that the article does touch on. There are definitely, downsides and risks to think about. For example, it mentions that AI could be used to manipulate people, like their opinions, or to be used for unethical stuff.
So it's not all, sunshine and roses. We're talking some serious ethical questions here.
Oh, absolutely. But the article doesn't really get too deep into those concerns. It focuses more on the transformative potential of AI. It wants us to think big, to imagine a future where AI isn't just some tool, but a partner in navigating life and helping us reach our full potential. And, that's really what this deep dive is all about, exploring that next level, that partnership.
Right. It's easy to get excited about all the cool things AI can do.
Yeah.
But we need to also think about how we'd actually do it and what could go wrong. So how do we move from these big ideas to really understanding how AI could impact us?
Well, I think a good place to start would be to look closer at some of the specific examples from the article. Let's, unpack how AI could be part of different parts of our lives. And then we can explore what that would mean for us, for each of us, and for society as a whole.
It's interesting, right, how the article uses banking to get these ideas across.
Yeah, because everyone's dealt with banks, right? Exactly. Banking seems simple on the surface, right? Transactions and loans, it's all about numbers. But the article's saying even these basic things, AI could change them completely. And they could become more personal, more human-centered.
Okay, I'm curious. What does that look like? What does it even mean for banking to be more human?
Well, think about it. Imagine getting financial advice that's not just, based on how much money you have, but advice that takes into account, your spending habits, your goals, even your emotional state.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So, instead of my bank just sending me some generic email about a new credit card, my AI assistant would be like, hey, you're saving for that trip, right? Let's work on your budget for that.
Exactly. The article even suggests that AI could, look at your spending and say, hold on, you've been ordering out a lot lately. Everything okay? It's like having a financial advisor who's also like a life coach, you know?
Right.
Someone who's really tuned in to how you're doing.
That's pretty wild. But is that even possible with the technology we have now?
And that's where the article gets really interesting, I think. It talks about how AI can see these like hidden connections in all the data we create, patterns we wouldn't even notice ourselves. Like AI could connect things like your sleep patterns, what you do on social media, and your financial decisions.
So my AI could tell me that staying up late, scrolling through, whatever, is messing with my investment choices.
It's not impossible. By seeing those connections that we miss, AI could give us advice that could actually like really improve our lives. Not just our money, but, just our well-being overall.
Which brings us back to that whole AI as a life coach thing, right? It's like having, I don't know, like a personal oracle guiding us through life. But how realistic is that, really?
Well, the article suggests that, AI isn't just limited to money stuff. Imagine AI looking at millions of careers, successful people, and then recommending things you never would have considered. Or what if it could predict health risks years ahead of time just by noticing tiny changes in what you do every day?
Like having a crystal ball that shows you the best possible future.
Exactly. And not just your future, but, maybe the future of all of us. The article talks about AI helping us with big problems like diseases and climate change by finding solutions that, well, with our limited human brains, we'd never come up with.
It's a lot to take in. I mean, it sounds like AI could do so much good,
Yeah.
but I can't help but feel a little, I don't know, uneasy about all this. Like, what about privacy? If AI needs all this data to do its thing, who gets to see it? What's stopping it from being used for bad stuff?
You're right, that's a big question. And the article does admit that there's potential for misuse, like manipulating people, controlling them. But it doesn't really spend too much time on those worries. It's
Okay.
much more focused on the good things, the transformation that's possible.
So it's up to us then, right? To figure out how to use all this power the right way, to make sure AI is used ethically, to help everyone, not just a few people.
Exactly. It's a huge responsibility, and we can't just ignore it. As AI becomes a bigger and bigger part of our lives, we really need to think hard about what it all means. And, we need to work to make sure it's used in a way that fits with our values, with what we want as humans.
It feels like we're right on the edge of something really huge,
Mhm.
something that could change everything. But we're also at a crossroads. The choices we make now are going to decide what that future looks like.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that's why these deep dives are so important. They help us wrap our heads around all this new stuff and have real conversations about the kind of future we want.
So we've talked about how AI could personalize things, guide our decisions, even fix huge problems facing the world. But there's one more thing from the article that I want to talk about, something that really caught my attention.
Okay, I'm listening.
The article talks about this Internet of Things, like it's not just our phones and computers giving off data, but our watches and cars, even refrigerators, like everything is tracking what we do and turning it into data.
Yeah, and that's where the AI comes in. The article says AI is the only way to really use all that data. It compares it to, like, a huge puzzle with billions of pieces, and only AI can put it all together.
Okay, I get the analogy.
Mm.
But how would that actually work, in our lives? How would AI use that data to actually make things better?
Imagine if your AI assistant knew, like, everything about your day, your schedule, what you like, even how you're feeling. It could, like, handle your money and appointments, suggest stuff you'd enjoy, even find people you might get along with based on, the patterns and all that data.
So it's like a personal butler who knows what you want before you even do.
Kind of. But it's more than that. The article says that AI could actually become part of us, like helping us make smarter choices about everything.
But doesn't that mean giving up some control? Like, if AI is making all these decisions, what happens to our own free will? Do we just become, like, totally dependent on AI?
That's a good point. And we have to be careful about that. The goal, the article says, shouldn't be to let AI run our lives, but to use AI to help us live better, more meaningful lives. It's about finding that balance, between AI helping us and us still being in charge.
So not about letting AI take over, but using it to help us be better at, well, being us.
Exactly. The article talks about AI and humans working together, each doing what they're best at to make a better world for everyone.
It's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
But kind of scary, too.
Yeah.
This deep dive, looking at this article you said, it's really made me think about how powerful AI could be, but also, like, how much responsibility we have to make sure it's used the right way.
I agree. We need to be excited about AI, but also cautious. We got to embrace what it can do, but also be careful about the risks. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're building right now with the choices we make.
That's a great point. So to kind of sum up, the article's main point is that AI isn't just about making things a little better. It's about completely changing how we use technology and how we see the world around us.
And that change could be incredible. It could make us healthier, happier, more connected. But to get there, we need to really think about it, be involved, and be proactive in how AI is developed.
This has been a really, really interesting conversation. It's clear that AI is going to be a big part of our lives moving forward. And as we go, we need to remember that the future of AI isn't something that's just happening to us. It's something we're all making together.
I couldn't agree more. The more we know and the more involved we are, the better we'll be able to deal with this whole new world.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI. It's something we'll definitely keep talking about as it keeps changing and, shaping our world.